Well, Rob, 2019 finished on a great high with the win against Saracens. Now you go to London Irish in 2020, and a tough start.
Yeah, well, this is always the key, isn't it? In sports, is when you have one of those big emotional performances, and there's no point running away from it. It was a big emotional performance in all kinds of ways. You know, the atmosphere here in the ground was fantastic. The performance by the lads was full of endeavour and energy and emotion. And then you've got to come down to earth and get back into training and follow it up the next week, because you're in another important Premiership game, and that's our challenge. Our challenge is getting ourselves mentally and emotionally right, because without that you don't really stand a chance of winning any game, and obviously we've got to make sure that we get those bits of it right, and then that will hopefully allow us to also do well on the kind of technical and tactical rugby front as well. But we're very aware that we've got to front up. We're very aware we've seen some of London Irish's best performance earlier in the season, and they looked a real handful, and I know they've maybe not played as well as they'd like in the last few weeks, but there is the reality that we've seen time and time again that there's pretty much any team in the Premiership can beat any other team. You've all got to decide to turn up, and that will be our huge challenge. Our huge challenge will be as deciding as a playing group that we're going to turn up on the day, and we're going to commit a similar amount of energy and emotion to we did to the Saracens game.
A quick glance at their squad list. They've got a very strong spine to the squad, and they're a different side to what they were, say, 2 or 3 years ago in the Prem.
Oh yeah, I mean there are threats kind of all over the place. The pack of forwards has got some big bruising ball carriers in there. As I've said, they rattled a few teams this year already in the Premiership, and we've got to go there with limited. And I know this sounds a bit strange. Our expectations shouldn't be that the game's going to go in a certain way. Our expectations should be that we're going to have to work extremely hard. If we do that, we give ourselves an opportunity to make moments in the game go our way, and then we've got to finish them off. When we get that right, we're a good side. But when we don't get it right, teams have turned us over. And I think we've got to be prepared to talk about those challenges. And as I said, we've got to be prepared to front up again.
You talk about doing things right. You did a lot right against Saracens. Does that give you a benchmark now that you want the boys to try and hit for the rest of the season?
It does a little bit, but we've also got to be honest enough to say that I'm not going to say we rode our luck, because it's not really about luck. We didn't ride our luck so much, but we had to fight through some tough moments. We genuinely did. Early in the game, Saracens got some field position, and we had to stand and fight. Obviously just before half time, Saracens got some 5-metre pressure. And when we held them up over the try line as the clock runs dead, there was a couple of times in the second half where there's a 5-metre scrum and we forced a turnover. Now they show great qualities from us, and they show a real fighting spirit, but they also show that you can't think you've ticked all the boxes, because ultimately you need to stop teams getting 5-metre pressure on you if you want to be successful. You need to not give away penalties that allow Owen Farrell to take shots at goal, albeit that he missed them. There's still things for us to work on and make sure that we can improve, because on another day, if one of those goes in, the pressure in that game changes, and who knows. We've got to congratulate ourselves for the good stuff, but we've also got to be aware of the things we can keep getting better at.
As you said, we're still very early in the season. 2020 offers a lot of rugby for you, and it's going to be week to week pretty much from now on.
There's an incredible amount of rugby. You think, what have we done? 7 rounds. We've done 7 rounds of the Premiership, 4 in Europe, and some Prem Cup stuff at the start of the season. Well, we're about a third of the way through. That's all of the regular Premiership season. If we go as far as getting to say a quarter final, we're only about halfway through the Champions Cup if we get to quarter final. So most of the competition is still all out there in front of us, and that's why, as I said, as much as we can go right, we finished 2019 on a high note. It won't count for very much if we don't follow that through now.
It's exciting though, isn't it, Rob?
Oh, it's fantastically exciting. The best thing about where we are is every competition we're in is actually in our hands. And I think that's what you've got to fight tooth and nail for. We can stay where we want to be in the Premiership if we win our games. We don't have to rely on another team to win games for us. We can stay where we are in our Champions Cup group if we win our games. We don't need to rely on another team turning someone over. It's the same in the A-League, and we're in the Premiership Cup semi-final. There are a lot of things in our hands. That's how you want it to be, and that's what keeps the season exciting.